Hello, everybody. Ronald Poon Realtor here. Today, we're going to be talking about Tarion Warranty and what it covers when you buy a new property. Let's get right into it. All right, so when you buy a new property, one of the cons is that it costs more per square feet. However, some of the pros are, for example, newer smart home features, newer finishes, no one has ever lived there, it's less dirty, and things might last longer if it's built well. So it comes with Tarion warranty, and there are three levels. Certain things are covered in the 1 year level, and certain things are covered in 2 years and 7 years. Let's go over these things. So, first of all, keep in mind it's not 1 year from when it's built, it's when you take possession. So, let's say a builder has finished building a pre construction and it doesn't sell for half a year. So, let's say January 2025, it was finished and it sells, let's say in July 1st, 2025. You start counting the warranty when the first buyer takes possession. Okay, not when they firm up their deal, not when they put in an offer, when they take possession, when they close, okay? Or when they do the interim occupancy, okay? So in the 1 year coverage, the following are included. First of all, Tarion requires that a home is constructed in a workmanlike manner and free from defects in material. What does this mean? So, for example, your kitchen backsplash are uneven, with inconsistent spacing and crooked lines. Tarion will force the builder to fix it. Other examples are dry wood planks lifting, hardwood planks, drywall seams popping everywhere, and doors not closing because the frames are crooked. Another thing that is covered under the 1 year Tarion warranty is that it protects against Ontario Building Code violations. So, what are some examples? The insulation in your attic has to be R60 and the builder has R32. So you can look up Ontario Building Code, but here are some examples. So, for example, Tarion gave warranty to a claim involving deck beam because it did not comply with certain subsections in the building code. And a Pierce fire block in a concealed wall space, that's another building code violation, which they will cover. Even flooring in a bathroom has to have certain water resistance, and Tarion will cover that as well. There needs to be moisture protection for interior finishes at basement level, but you guys can look at this tarion.com/Ontario Building Code Deficiencies, OBC deficiencies. So when you buy a pre-construction, let's say you wanted quartz countertop, but they use a very bad quality. For example, laminate is a cheaper alternative to quartz. So if the builder did this shortcut, it can be covered under Tarion warranty. So the property also needs to be fit for habitation. So for example, it needs to have heating and cooling, needs to have water, moisture control, no mold, no chemicals, no fire safeties, hazards. All right, so we're done the 1 year coverage. So what's covered under the 2 year warranty? The new home warranty provides coverage in year two and includes items such as water penetration, heating, and electrical. So water leaks in your unit, year up until 2 years, Tarion will compensate and give you warranty. If the brickwork or vinyl siding falls off your property, you can get compensation as well. If there's any problem with the electrical, plumbing, or heating systems, that's also covered. And the Ontario Building Code has a bunch of rules, but certain rules affect health and safety. This one is covered in the 2 year, but all the other building code violations are covered in the 1 year. So just make sure before the end of the warranty deadline, just check to make sure none of these problems exist so you can get your coverage. And now let's look at the 7 year structural defect warranty. So if there's a failure of a structural load bearing element of the building, and there are factors that affect the ability of a structural load bearing element of the building to carry, bear, and resist structural loads. And this causes you to not be able to use this building for the ordinary purposes of a residential dwelling. So, some examples are if there's soil movement and major cracks in the basement walls, if there's rain levels, and there's harmful substances that are identified. And for example, if the property has distortion of joints or roof structure, this could be covered as well. Certain things, however, are not covered in this 7 year warranty. For example, damage to drains and services, dampness not arising from a failure of load bearing portion of the building, and damages to finishes. Anyways, I hope you guys had fun learning about Tarion Warranty. If you do buy a resale condo, for example, like a 5 year old condo, you still have 2 more years of the 7 year warranty. If you buy a condo that's, say, 8 years old, there's no Tarion warranty at all. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy a condo that's over 8 years old because it's cheaper per square feet, right? So you kind of get what you pay for. It's kind of like buying a used car. With a new car, you get warranty, but you're paying more for the same car. Well, not the same car, but a newer car. Anyways, really nice to discuss Tarion Warranty in Toronto. And please reach out anytime if you guys have any questions. Write something in the comments or contact me at the information that's about to roll. See you guys in the next video.